The UAAP is on its final week before entering the much-awaited second round of eliminations. Now, joining us to talk about some interesting storylines is UAAP analyst Coach Willie Wilson. Coach Willie, how you doing?
Prime time!
We're back in prime time, right?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Coach, there's so much to talk about here because it has been an unpredictable almost first round. There's so many things happening, right? I want to start off first with the team that hurt, well, my feelings the most, UE. Because UE this season, a bit surprising for some people. Were you surprised in general? We saw their lineup. We saw Coach Don coming in. Coach Jack is doing great things with this program. What's your thoughts on them?
Well, for a UE squad that didn't win any games last season, I don't want to say last year because only a few months ago, there was nowhere to go but up. No way to go but up. So you see the pieces that they added, Luis Villegas, a CJ Payawal, Agani Stevens. That was what was missing last season. It was that, that size. And they got that, 6'6", 6'4", and then another 6'6". And now, 0 wins last season, 3 already in just the first round. I think you can consider that a success. They get a little taste of winning. Now they're building a winning culture, and I see them just continuing to build on top of that.
You were here also that time, and then we did the first UE game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And you said that you saw this kind of coming. We saw how they played in that first game, even if they lost, and you knew that there was a different kind of energy. Tomorrow's UP, or Wednesday's UP, what are your thoughts on that one?
Well, again, what's the saying? Bilog ang bola.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bilog ang bola. So
great accent.
Thank you.
You say it better than I do.
with the experience on that UP side, the championship experience, coming off a huge win, and I think that is the only thing, or the biggest thing working in UE's favor, is that UP is coming off of a huge win, and we know how teams tend to get lackadaisical, kind of
coming down from a high.
Yes,
okay, I get it.
UE did that to LaSalle.
Right.
So it's basically repeating the same thing, if
exactly.
ever. Yeah. So moving on here, though, as we see some of the highlights of the UE Red Warriors there, the NU Bulldogs, a lot of people had them pegged to be a challenger for the Final Four, especially with their preseason performances in Phil Oil. Right now, it still looks like it's on track. Do you think that they have enough to actually pull it off and end up comfortably in that Final Four?
Well, if you look at their lineup and how evenly spread out the talent is, I don't see them lacking in any one position, especially with the comebacking Steve Nash Enriquez. So you have your 2 solid guards in Kian Baclaan, Steve Nash Enriquez, a plethora of wings.
Yes.
And then you have your big man in the middle. So when you go up against those bigger teams in Omar John. And to add all that together with the system of Coach Jeff Napa, who is a master tactician, and he's a defense-first coach, and we all know that defense wins championships.
We talked to Steve Nash Enriquez on the first game of National University, and I asked him when was he coming back, and now I can say it, and he said the first game was UP. He was targeting UP, and they won against UP. Is this team, do we still overlook them? Is this a team that still doesn't get enough respect because of maybe the glamour of UP, the championship experience of Ateneo? And speaking of glamour, LaSalle also with the equal amount. What do you think?
We are glamorous.
We are. Green is glamorous. No, I do feel that they are overlooked, even though they are tied at number 1.
Correct, 4-1.
Because of the names, more so than anything.
Okay.
You look at the names of on that UP
Steve
squad.
Nash, man.
Yeah, he has a great name. He has a great name.
He's big in Canada.
Yeah, he has a great name, but Carl Tamayo, Gilas, and then you look at Ateneo.
Kai Balungay.
Kai Balungay, Ange
yeah.
Kwame. And then same thing with LaSalle. You have these big names.
Correct. Okay.
As far as NU.
Good point.
It's just, very systematic squad.
Hey, people should get to know John Lloyd. Just saying. Anyway, moving on to Ateneo. Of course, Ateneo, again, losing to UP very recently. I saw messages about their recent record against UP. Actually, in the last 5 games, UP have had the upper hand against Ateneo. They lost to LaSalle for the first time in 7 years. And a lot of Ateneo fans are already hitting the panic button. Should they, though?
I wouldn't hit the panic button. Again, one good break here, one good break there. You know, they would win against LaSalle. They would win against UP. You know, you saw some point-blank layups being missed. You know, some of those go in. They win those games. I think the biggest thing is experience. You saw that team last season. That second unit was led by Tyler Teo, a senior, Mamuyak, a senior. So you had the experience there. This season, Chris Kuhn, he's in his second year. And then you have Paulie Garcia, he's in his first year. This second round coming up is going to be so key for those guys to get as much experience as they can to bring with them for that push to make the finals.
The point you're trying to make here also, correct me if I'm wrong, Coach, is that give or take a few plays here, they could be 5-0.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
against LaSalle and
100%.
against UP.
Yeah,
But who has
100%.
impressed you? Ildefonso finally breaking out yesterday against UP. Against UP. Fourth skate, Padrigao. What a season this kid is having.
I'm not surprised with Dave Ildefonso.
Right.
We all know what what he can do. He's a scorer that has turned into a playmaker. You know, think early James Harden into James Harden becoming a point guard. That is what Dave Ildefonso is morphing into.
Yeah.
Forrest Padrigao is the big surprise there. Just how look at his fourth quarter. You know,
Swagger,
down by 5,
Yeah.
and then
Struggling the whole game.
struggling the
Yeah.
whole game, takes him into overtime.
Yeah.
And then almost does the same thing again in overtime. But when I saw him last season, I already saw glimpses like, wow, this guy has some pizzazz.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
He's got it. He's got
he
the
has
it.
that.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
for sure,
Okay.
100%. Now, of course, the happiest fans in the UAP have to be the UP Fighting Maroons because of they have defeated already in the first round some of those who were considered some title contenders in LaSalle, in Ateneo, and right now they're feeling very confident, or at least they're feeling very good about the chances of a back-to-back. And do you feel the same way?
Well, I'd have to, agree with them. They're coming off a huge win. Every player is playing up to par. So the usual suspects. We expect Carl Tamayo to play this way. He's playing this way. We expect Xavier Lucero to play this way. He's playing this way. And then to add on to that, they get back JD Cagulangan, who hits his first 3 on the same spot where he wins it for them last season.
Little concern, he was holding on to that.
But he stayed in the game.
We'll see.
so
Hopefully,
poetic.
right? I have to ask you about FEU, Coach.
Okay.
They're not a winning team right now. Are you shocked and just with the record?
I have to say yes, I am shocked with the record. I would expect them to, have at least 1, possibly 2 wins.
Right.
They have a team. They have a pretty experienced team. But then I go back to who is gone. They lost RJ Barrientos, which
Lang.
But now we see where he is. He's the best
what
player
he's doing,
on a pro team.
Correct.
So that's a
Huge.
big departure, and they just need to recalibrate, reformulate, and just relearn how to win ball games.
Such a winning school. That's why I had to ask.
Right.
No, absolutely, and I agree with that. But then, of course, for the FEU fans out there, since we were talking about them, do you feel that they could still make a late push considering the talent level that they have? I know that we're hoping that they could hit a couple more wins before the end of the first round. But then, of course, when you look at their future moving forward here, do they have any silver linings to hold on to?
Oh yeah, right now at this juncture, that push to make the Final Four may be out of reach, considering who is up top. But there are plenty silver linings. You have Patrick Sleep.
Yeah.
Revelation. He's their leading scorer, unexpected, and that's somebody that you can build around for the future. And then you have other guys on there like Ananuevo, who is another person that you can build around.
Sandagon.
And Sandagon. So these are guys you build around and you look to the future.